Dr. Shah, it's really good to be meeting with you. Thank you for showing me this building, which is the Jain Temple and Community Centre in Colindale. And you're going to talk a little bit about how you came to be able to buy this building, which is really good. So perhaps you could start by just saying a little bit about how you found the building in the first place.
Well, thank you very much for coming here.
Pleasure.
And main thing, last year I was trying for a building for a long time, you know. But the building, we tried churches, we tried other places, we approached many agents. But ultimately, what we wanted a building, from planning point of view, we wanted a building which was vacant for 2 years, to not use, which had public transport, good public transport, and within the community, central to the community. This particular building, when we found, you know, through the website, it was not for sale written there. I was sitting one day 4 hours and I say, everybody gets, why I can't get it? And ultimately we found, contacted, and within 2 weeks we said, okay, we'll buy it, full stop.
Wow, so that's really quick. Eventually it was really quick. Why did you have to have 2 years vacancy? What was that for?
The planning regulation, you know, 'cause normally what happens, you know, the B1 and the B2 is employment in workshop and
which is what this was. Yeah.
And if, say, for example, if you want to change it to the B1 planning application, which is for community use, which includes temples, that planning officials will not give it unless until it was nearly 1.5 to 2 years vacant.
2 years vacant.
And then there are other problems where the parking was available. Community use is not important for them. They were losing some employment. These are all the things were there.
So the planning regulations were quite complicated then.
And yes, and this is why we got the right building, the right spot, because many people live in Finchley side, some people live in Kingsbury, Harrow. It is so central, about 12,000 Jains live within the area.
Yeah.
Then another thing what happens, you know, okay, if there are not proper car parking, they would not give it, you know.
Yeah.
Now we had 2 stages of planning permission. First stage we are going for ultimate development, what we wanted. That's what we are putting in planning application. Then after some time, the planners themselves told us they're taking a keen interest. First thing they say, they want this building now.
Right.
Because that improves the whole Colindale area.
Yes, yes.
But still regulations are regulation. You all have to follow the regulations. Yes. Then they said to me in round about just only 3 months back, that planning permission which you will get, that will be after demolition when you build a new one for change of use. You should apply now. Why don't you apply now? We applied for change of use at the moment.
Yeah.
What we have done to the building, one is the interim development, that means making it in habitable stage, so that we can use for 2 years, 3 years, then people can start coming.
Yeah.
Once people start coming, then people start donating, and then we can build a building. And this particular building, the things, being in London, we require space.
Yes.
Our objectives are is improving quality of life of Jains as well as wider communities.
And that's really important in the Jain faith, isn't it? So improve the quality of life for all people.
And both spiritual as well as the physical.
Yes.
This is what we are aiming at it.
So how will that be demonstrated in your building?
Well, the only thing, immediately, I think November, luckily Interfaith Week is coming.
Yes.
Within the Interfaith Week, there are 2 programs we have planned. And in that particular program, what we have done, we are inviting local communities
to come here.
To come here. And even before buying, about 3 months before, we wrote letters to practically 60 to 100 people.
Wow.
Local people.
Yeah.
Drop there and say, this center belongs to you. You are invited to use it. So that opposition goes away. They know exactly what is going on.
Yes. Yeah.
The local community, we want to involve local leaders, local community, MPs, then local councillors. But keep everybody together.
So that helps to make sure that people understand what's going on here.
Yes.
So in terms of their own quality of life, they don't feel threatened in any way. How about the spiritual side of Jainism. How is that demonstrated in the building?
You have seen some statues, for example.
Yeah, I have.
But those statues we worship as an example to follow.
Yeah.
We all want to be just like them.
And that's what this diagram is that you've been showing me, the beautiful new wooden temple for the new building, which is coming soon. Yes. Yeah. So you've had to work on the external building, but also on the internal facilities. That must have cost lots of money. How have you managed that?
Well, trustees and their friend. We smile. A person like you also can do it.
Thank you. Okay, so the majority of the money then, so far, has been donated and invested by the trustees, their friends and members of the Jain community.
Yeah,
is that right?
All the money.
All the money so far?
All the money so far.
Wow. So those people who spend a lot of time seeking after grants, what would you say to them?
Well, if they seek for the grant, well, one thing I will say, especially to my community and our friend community, Hindu community I'm just talking about, we are not beggars.
You're not.
You can do it.
Yeah.
If you do yourself, example, then others help you. And a classical example, if you want to see it, see the Gurudwara at Birmingham.
Yes.
Byside Gurudwara.
Yes, and we went there, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
and that Gurudwara also is just help, self-help.
Yes.
Our objective is that.
Yeah.
But if you go for grants, you can never flourish.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
The grants are after, it's a public money are given for public benefit. You become dependent upon that.
Right, so actually what you're saying is, as a community, you're resisting that sense of dependency through having your own building?
Yes, not only building, but if you are doing good work, or if the grants are available, then go for it. Nothing wrong into it, you know. But that's something like cream. Even if the grant doesn't come, still you're
still going to carry on.
Yeah. This is what is happening.
And as I understand it, in terms of a Jain faith, it's really the temple and worship's really important. The educating and learning about the faith is really important, and so's the philanthropic social care. That's also really important. So how's that demonstrated in your building?
See what Jains believe, for example, one thing, non-violence and reverence for all life.
Yes.
That's the one thing. Second thing, what we believe, for example, equality, environmental friendly, pluralism and community cohesion. That's what we believe in.
Yes.
If, for example, community like Jains and many Hindus or other community or Muslim, some good communities, if they can be prosperous, why there are facilities for everybody, why you can't be prosperous? That means, why don't you promote exemplary community?
And is that what you're hoping out of this building?
Yes.
And the new plans? Because you've shown me these new plans, which are fantastic, aren't they?
Yes.
Oops, we've been looking at them. So things like all the conference rooms and the facilities that people will have, and the dining area and this lovely cafe idea that you have for the new building when it comes here. And the whole building's going to be environmentally friendly itself, isn't it?
100%.
Which is part of your values.
Absolutely.
So would you like to say a little bit perhaps about how you see this vision supporting the Jain community and the local community in Colindale?
Colindale has got improvement plan for next year. We call Colindale plan. That means whole area will be changing. Within that area, this building will be outstanding. It will improve the area.
Right.
And what we believe, you know, for example, personally I believe it. Why are you in this earth? If you can make this earth slightly more beautiful than what it is, when you go, you live the life.
You've lived the life.
And this is what I believe.
You are passionate about that, aren't you? I can tell. One of the skills you bring is all that experience and knowledge about how to do it, how to share that passion with people, so that the building becomes a real, living, vibrant entity.
Yes, and plus you always take all local community and all faiths with you.